Welcome back to Bitcoin Advisors channel. My name is Chris, bringing it to you here from a lovely little Westlake Village, California. It's bright, it's early. It is Tuesday afternoon, right ahead of the presidential debate. I do believe if they say something bullish around crypto, like if what's her name and Trump both say, hey, we're pro crypto, we're going to make it the Treasury reserve asset, boom, that would be bullish for Bitcoin. But we all know, gold was the oldest form of money used to preserve wealth for over 2,000 years. And for some reason, some people are just slow to recognize that Bitcoin is the new form of gold. It is life savings technology. For example, today, if, I needed the internet to prove to you that email is better than traditional mail, you would be a little bit late to the party in adopting that technology, right, today. So the question is, how much proof does somebody need that Bitcoin is the superior form of money or life savings technology? That's where you have the big debate. And, I think no matter what, the government has to debase the currency. They can't default on the debt. That's not an option. So right now, in my opinion, Bitcoin is the best form of money. Why? In human history, it is the only monetary asset of all time that has a fixed supply. You can send it anywhere in the world instantly for free almost, and you don't need permission from a government or anybody or a banker. And it's the most divisible asset of all time. And what I mean by that is it can measure, grains of sand, or it can be measured in assets like a sports franchise. And it is infinitely divisible. So what we are going to do is, and it's durable, it's portable, and it's actually censorship resistant to the government's central parties, right? So why learn about all this price action? Why? Well, if it is the best form of money, you ought to learn about it, in my opinion, and learn how to trade it. And that's why we're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin price action, which is, returned an average of about 60% a year. Gold adjusted for inflation, about 2% a year. So we'll take a look at gold price as well. And get into this better form of money and what potentially, we did put in the low here off the box of peace and prosperity and death and despair. And, we did say, hey, look, very likely going to revisit this wick and fill 50%. Let me put another chart on and see if this one is a little bit more easy to read. And 50% of this wick would be a little bit deeper. And that's why I do think there is a threat that potentially we could 51.5, get a wick down there. But I do believe with the way things have been setting up, things are, getting a little bit closer to a bounce. And let me see if I can get the right chart on this one here. And so we are coming into the green 55. We did fill 50% of the weekly wick, which is nice. And where can these bounces take us up to? Very similarly to the last breakdown, right? We did get a bounce up to, call it the 786 fib. And you can see these bounces are getting a bit weaker over time, right? We had this bounce, we had this bounce, and this bounce, and this one. The 0.5 and the 618 are coming in this area. I do think we could bounce as high as this little golden pocket. Let's set up a new box of peace and prosperity and death and despair. A purple box. Who changed my colors? I don't know. But I might want to change some of these colors. There's a little bit too much rainbow in there, if you ask me. But this could turn out to be a massive W. I already see it forming, but we would need to close back above $65,000, and that would help reverse the trend. So we got a lot of work to do to dig our ways out. But I do believe, short term, looks like a continuation of the bounce. We are crossing Stokes up from a very low level on declining volatility. So you likely get that mean reversion bounce at a very least up to the 382, which I do believe we already hit. Yep, 382, 0.5. So a weak bounce will come to the 0.5 or the 382, giving us a little deeper target. And not to say we can't get a throwback, which is probably what I'd be looking for. And, you know, short-term long setups probably come from this box down here. Boom. So we're going to have these two boxes as areas of, well, essentially peace and prosperity and death and despair. Below the boxes, you're wrecked. You know, if we see something, not wrecked, but, you know, just implies continuation, something like that, right? We put in another lower high, and, you know, it looks like the main area of interest, the main point of control, which is coming in around 43,000, you know, could be in the cards, right? So just something to be aware of on that side. Now, on the other side of the fence, if we can do something like this and put in a higher low, right? Something like this, boom, higher low. That's what you want to see if you're bullish and you want to see continuation in the top side, or these highs back up here at about 69,000. And, you know, don't we know price can get squeezed really quick to the upside. We'll take a look at those liquidation levels. By the way, join Crypt Courses, Bitcoin 101, how to stack sats using technical analysis. Teach the basic course here. Click on the link in the description below. Join the Discord, and we'll be taking a trade setup. Actually, I'm going to get into it right now, as I think it is brewing upon us. It is brewing. It is brewing. He is brewing. So from the high to the low, our area of interest is going to be really in this this little box of peace and prosperity and death and despair. And I will go ahead and draw it out really quick. Bear with me just a second. New exchange. By the way, BloFin, I think they are giving some deposit bonuses right now. Just check as you are logging in and see what tier you fall into. You know, again, I'm loving this exchange, and we're on our way up from $100 to about $1,000, right? So that is the goal here. And the other side of the fence, that if we are going to remain bullish, is this. This being kind of the key zone of interest, right? This last 1 minute range, and you got the so immediately to get bullish on the very, very short-term time frame, I'd want to see Bitcoin just pop back up above this white 200 simple and make a higher low, and very likely we are going to revisit the highs and actually take another leg higher. Right now on the short-term time frames, momentum is to the downside. So again, that main area of interest, if I could get my little box to draw here, where is the drawing tool? Boom. Nope. Looking for the rectangle. Boom. They have so many tools in TradingView. Highly recommend you get familiar with it. Over time, becomes very, very useful for drawing your zones of interest. Drawing those zones of interest. And now, are we going to get that bounce out of this area that I was looking for pretty much all day, and it slowly bled in there? That is the question. Short term, I do think we are bouncing. We're going to take out that liquidity, so I am going to launch a long in here. Boom. And that is one of the areas I do like to buy from, so I will put a stop loss probably right below the prior wick on that 1 minute time frame. It's going to look sloppy on that exchange. And we are right in our box. We're back in the box. We're back in the box, back in the jack in the box. And this was the previous 12-hour range we had talked about. We said, hey, look, if we break it, likely going to take a leg down. And we did. And now we're back in the box. right? And you can see this nice little W pattern. And I do think this area in particular will, about 59,000, probably going to be fraught with some peril right there. And then definitely the top side at 61,000. Remember, on the daily, again, as long as we're below 65,000, well, technically speaking, you're still making those lower highs. So we will check back in and, again, best form of money, yes. In bull market, it is completely normal to see, a 30, 40, 50% retracement. And the 50% retracement is coming in at 44,600. So, again, we're going to have some patience here, see what the interest rate cut looks like coming in on, I believe, the 18th. So make sure you like and subscribe and hang out and check back in with us. I hope you have a blessed and highly favored rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.